Well, howdy, fella.
Hello. Can everybody hear us? Oh,
Mm,
everybody. We'll get there.
I don't know who
Eventually,
everybody is right now.
everybody's on vacation.
Everybody, yeah.
We'll get it.
My, my,
We'll get
my
a
better
straggler
half
in.
went on vacation today too. So,
This is called a recorded stream. So if you are here, you are now listening to a recording. So enjoy.
there you go. Yeah, after we both petered out last week.
Yeah. I tried to. I've been trying to work it out. It's just my internet situation is impossible. So
Well, I
this is what
get
I.
it.
Yeah.
You've been working a lot, and I'm working a lot too. And I was out laying out a big job Tuesday morning, and it about kicked my butt. Elevation change was about a hundred and was about 150 feet. It was a
Oh wow.
pretty good climb. So
Yeah, I stay busy. Um, I did finally get a video out, but to get a video out in my situation, I think I remember doing this before, basically using my phone as a hotspot, because I can get 5G from my phone. That's pretty consistent upload. I think I can get 8 up, and um, I can get about, I don't know, maybe 20 down. So with my phone, that's pretty bad. It's just plain 5G. And I'm only getting 2 bars. So, and yeah, I've been 2 places, and both places I've been getting, let's see, the second place that I was at, my sister's cabin, everybody's on DSL. So everybody in that street is sharing the same phone line.
ooh yeah, party line.
It's one download and one to maybe 8 if you're lucky, and the upload is 0.4 or 0.5, something like that. So if you want to upload a video, from my standpoint, it takes about 4 hours. Even, especially my videos that are way too long. So
Well,
anyway, so it's very difficult, but we're getting it done. I got one out. That's probably the only one I'll
sitting
get
at
out.
Starbucks in the parking lot.
Starbucks in the parking lot. Starbucks sucks too, but it was, mostly. I think my phone Wi-Fi is as good as the Starbucks parking lot at this point.
Yeah,
I'd have to find a library maybe,
there you go.
but yeah, like I said, it's good. It's good to stay off for a while. It's good
Well,
to
you know what you need to
refocus.
find? You need to find a McDonald's and a Starbucks side by side and tap into both of their Wi-Fi's.
Yeah, well, just go to the next town over. I know the next town over, Woodbury. I'm in Cottage Grove. I went over to Woodbury. I bet you they got ultra wide 5G over there. It's kind of like that's the rich side of town, and this is the blue collar side of town. Woodbury's got all new infrastructure, so yeah, it's kind of like there's a dividing line, and probably that's where the Wi-Fi goes to pot. But like I said, it's good to get off. It's good to take a break for a while and to be kind of disconnected a little bit. I can I can download anything I want, but there'll be no uploading. But yeah, hey, Drone Delirium, yay! And
Howdy,
Pocket
fella.
3 is looking good. Pocket 3 with lav mic, so that's 1080 to 720. So StreamYard is
I got a little treat for you right here.
Oh, there we go. A little wide angle there.
using the Action 2 as a webcam.
Is that both cameras separate? Just bang bang? That's the
Data's
wide
the
angle.
Action 2, and here's the Sony. The Sony's just much better picture yet, but
Right. Action 2's gives you a nice wild feel. And that's a typical.
and I cropped that in already.
Yeah, Action 2's got a wide field.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can adjust it, can you, on the face?
Can I adjust what?
Well, like with the Pocket 3, I could do that. See, I can.
Well, I cropped this in on an OBS. But I still prefer the Sony.
Yeah, Sony's got better optics, but yeah, this is a good little camera. This is, if I can get everything working, the Pocket 3 on a stand is pretty good. It does have a pretty good long shelf life too, so I don't have to have it really plugged in. It is plugged in, but all right. Yeah, this is summer for everybody. So, but as far as things going on, there's tons of things going on.
Yep. Lots of bullcrap going on. And I wish Lee Beasing was in here now, but I'm gonna talk to him. For those that don't know, Lee Beasing is actually a ham operator. So he knows a few things about radio frequency and regulations that go with them. So
a little PSA about summer. Those little solar battery banks people are buying to charge their phone.
Yep.
Yeah, don't stick it in your car.
Oh, they go poof.
They're using I guess the lithium batteries they're using are not the type that like dash cams use.
Oh,
so yeah, so people are putting those in their cars thinking they're the same. Hey, I got a solar charger, and that's like it's a little fire waiting to happen. Yeah, you can probably do it, but just don't leave it just don't leave it unattended. I'm really surprised if they don't put lithium ion. I think they're putting lipos in those things. They're probably cheaper.
Yeah, and lighter.
Lighter, yep. But
let's make a little fun of the whole doom and gloom, shall we?
Sure.
Shall we start with your post?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. You're gonna put it up?
I will put it up. Oh.
Yeah, I hope James Barreca just popped in.
Howdy, James.
Proud owner of $8,500 worth of paperweights. Nah.
There you go.
Wait, yep. This was actually a reply that I posted, just because Drone XL used this as their cover piece.
There's the cover piece.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of creative of them, but I'm like, once we start bringing Jesus into this, I think it's gone too far. And so I decided to add the actual Jesus in there. Well, the artist rendition of the actual Jesus, and basically posted, to Drone Jesus in the middle there. So I don't know if that was supposed to play off of the industry. These were each, shots brought in. I'm definitely, it's definitely a staged meeting, but whatever it was.
This is definitely Photoshop.
Yeah, with all the Skydio folks. And then I think that's Ken Dono in there. He would be Judas.
There. I think this is Billy Kyle, isn't it? On the end?
It could be, yeah. I'm sure they sent, hey, give me your best. I don't know. So basically they take a serious thing, they make it into I mean, Ken is basically telling them Skydio to F themselves every day, every morning and every evening. It's just kind of interesting, if you think that a couple of small companies are, a couple of little small government contractors are the complete, problem, or if the part is the complete problem that's just short-sighted. There's bigger wheels involved in the mechanisms of government. These are little government contractors getting contracts for American drone manufacturing with just, they're, 50 million, 20 million, but they're basically taking on a multi-billion-dollar company. So you can't tell me to save 20 million, you're going to blow, you're going to, go to battle with the 20 to 30, 50 billion-dollar company backed by the Chinese government. To me, there's probably more to the story, and I really at this point don't care. I don't even care.
Story, but I'm gonna bring up this piece. Vic Moss. Everybody here should know who Vic Moss is, and if you don't, he was actually on the Drone Advisory Committee for the FAA. I think he still is. And he sat down and wrote a little article, and it is actually, available online. I'm going to post it here in the chat too for everybody to see.
Yeah, I did read through that whole thing.
And Jim Stroning, howdy feller. Good to see you.
Good evening.
And well, I'm going to just put this on here. We'll put it like that. So he's talking about all the fallacies about the DJI ban. DJI drones will be banned. Truth number one, the odds of an outright ban are extremely small, not impossible, but remote at best. And basically what he's talking about, this is just, this bill is just keeping DJI from getting FCC licenses.
Yeah, and all your gear is going to work. Unless DJI breaks.
The gear is going to continue to work. You might have to go and get a ham tech license in order to be allowed to operate it.
And hopefully they'll keep their gear. Well, they'll always have their stuff on the web. So if you want to use a web-based update, you can do that.
Yeah. So fallacy number two, and this is for James Baracker here, was your $8,500 worth of paperweights. Our DJI drones will be bricked. And Vic states in no uncertain terms, DJI drones will not be bricked if the bill becomes law. Y'all really need to read through this thing. I'm just going to highlight the stuff, but
yeah, go through all the points though. Just it's important. Yeah. I think it's worth hearing the different points just to.
And then here, the House passed their version of the NDAA, which that's the National Defense Authorization Act. And since it contains the CCPDA language, it's now law. And that's not quite how all that works either. Yeah, there was a lot of hype in there, Jim. You got that right. This is only affecting DJI drones, not necessarily. Whoever comes up next could end up on that cover list just as easy as DJI.
The thing is most other companies, the toy companies that are around, they're not producing anything that's worth a shit. And that's the important thing for people to understand that buy all that crap. The federal government could care less about any Hubsons or any of that other. It's all garbage. The DJI stuff is the real deal, and that's why they're targeting them. Same thing with Autel.
Yeah, well, this, and then here, next one, this bill will increase tariffs. This is not the bill. There is a separate bill being brought in to add tariffs to DJI equipment. Actually, tariffs are being brought for any Chinese produced drone, not just DJI, any other Chinese produced drones. So anything coming out of China is going to get tariffs or penalties, whatever you want to call it, attached to them.
And that's just the cost thing. I mean, so, you know, and there are
drones for First Responders Act. Is what
there are countries around the world, you know, that pay more than we do for drones because of tariffs or for protection. Yep. So, you know, they're just finally the people. I think Mexico is one of them, and it's just like anybody that buys a drone there, they have to pay a lot of money, and they've always had to. So for them, they're just like, finally, you guys, you know, are going to get screwed here.
Well, I mean, there's not a push going on in Europe, and you know, I kind of keep up what's happening in Europe because of where I'm from. But electric cars produced in China allegedly get highly subsidized by the Chinese government, and therefore cheaper to buy. So the European Union went in and said, okay, then we're going to hit them with a 38% tariff, tax, whatever you want to call it, penalty to make those cars more expensive so our cars can compete with theirs. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So tariffs are just a way to keep product out of your country or make it so stupid expensive that people are going to look for alternatives. But that Drones for First Responders Act, we're going to increase tariffs on Chinese drones and give that money to first responders so they can turn around and buy Chinese drones. Yeah. What's the extra tariffs? So, anyhow. And we got the security is an issue. If that was truly the case, why wait for the ban? And fallacies haven't fill in the blank. Basically, there's a bunch of bogus and wrong and just hyped information out there about this. That the Countering CCP Act is going through. The Countering CCP Drone Act is going through. There's no doubt in my mind. It's attached to the National Defense Act, and it's going through. DJI is going to end up on the covered list.
But you know, Kovacshin, he's basically bringing up a political point. But guys, both sides are supporting this shit. So you can't say vote somebody out, vote a party out. It's not. It's an attack on China, and everybody's afraid of Chinese the growth of the Chinese tech industry, and they're not stupid. I mean, they're the original innovators and technologists of our freaking globe. I mean, it all if you go back, 5,000 years, shit's going on in China that's not going on anywhere else. So you can't just go, hey, we're going to cut off those people and they'll become stupid. No, what they're doing, and I actually read an article about Huawei, and Huawei is battling uphill, and their biggest problem is chip manufacturer. And what we're doing is we're forcing them to get better, and they are getting better. And they're slowly, are they equal to us? No. But by tariffing them or by excluding them, obviously a lot of their tech has been ripped off. But by cutting them off, they're going away from their old ways, and they're starting to apply their science. And that's what to me is scary, that we're just speeding up their innovation, by cutting them off. And they're still going to get stuff because we're too open of a society. So there's just a whole lot of, we just got to keep being good. I mean, if America wants to be good and fill this space, we got to freaking keep being America and not worry about protectionism and cutting things off at the head. We've been doing a lot of great stuff. So we have a great system. Where anyway, you know what I'm going with that.
Well,
So
the Chinese don't litigate copyright stuff.
yeah, but they're obviously they're not playing on. We're not equal.
Anything you sent to China to have manufactured, I guarantee you somebody's going to take that information and run and fire up his own operation and build it.
And their government subsidizes that civilian tech. But just because the government subsidizes it doesn't mean the government is necessarily making a great thing. Just think of all the companies that have no government connection that are American companies that are doing stuff way better than the government. Okay. And probably sharing technology with the government. I mean, we subsidize our companies too. We subsidize Boeing and Lockheed Martin and all these. I mean, so it's just, anyway, if you want to fight that battle, so, and yeah, there's always BS packed in bills. Just go back. You can go Democrat, Republican. Every single bill is packed with garbage, pork, and what people and what the winning party wants inside of it. It's but I don't want to get down that road. I didn't get into drones to be a politician. I got in here to get away from that bullshit, so I can fly and enjoy myself. So even though I get sucked in a little bit.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, and I'm a DJI fanboy because they make the best product, not because I'm trying to support the Chinese government. You give me a product, from any manufacturer. There is a bigger paycheck by working with the feds than to work for the consumer industry. All we do is bitch and complain, and we make it hard. What the government does is they just hand out big, huge wads of money. And that's why nobody wants to make consumer products, because we bitch and we complain and we bitch and we complain. And they're like, hey, you know what? We'll let the Chinese deal with that. We'll just go get the hundreds of billions of dollars that are sitting, free to grab. Countries like companies like Teal and Brink and all these companies, they're just grabbing the freaking the cheap money, the free money, just sitting there. Say you own a drone company, or say you want to build drones, and at least I don't.
Well, I'm glad to see Lee in here, Yellow Rose.
There's Lee. All right, here comes.
Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, but if DJI loses their FCC licenses, with the ham license, can't you still fly him? And Johnny Drone Flyer's in here, so y'all watch out. What do you say about him? So, but yeah, it's it's an easy subject to get fired up over, Chuck, and
It,
we're
it is
we're we're
because
we're all not happy about it.
no, because it just takes away, 6 months of fun. Whether we're speculating for good or for bad,
Well, I guess I should let everybody know that I've come to a decision on my camera conundrum. And I was looking at the Action 2 and I was looking at the Go 3S, and well, I made a decision. And yes, I bought an Action 2, but this is the 128 gig version. So
the big chip. Yeah, it's got a good I've done a lot of good videos with that.
one of the deciding factors on the Go 3S, the freeform video is 1044, meaning 2.5K, because 1044 is 2560 by 1440 on the 16:9 aspect ratio. For some reason, they still want to call it 2.7, but actually it's 2.5. Oh, you could stretch it to 2.6 if you wanted to, but either way, it's not 4K in the free form. So you can't just put the Go 3S on your quad and extract 4K video out of it after the fact, where you can change the aspect ratio as needed, horizontal to vertical. The only way you're getting 4K out of it, and it's only 4K 30, is by either putting it up or turning it. And I can do the same thing with this, either upright or turn it, and I get horizontal or vertical out of it, and 4K. I didn't absolutely have to have 4K. And then the other thing was colors. From a couple of videos I saw, the colors, I didn't like them. And then last but not least, this booger is $130 cheaper than the Go 3S. The Go 3S 128 gig is $430, where this one is $299. So besides, I had already a bunch of goodies for this to mount these things with. I
like
have
the mount. I like the magnetic mounts and stuff on it.
Well,
move to Canada.
I got this little
I'm
guy
close.
right here. Okay. You can plug in USB-C, and it's got the connectors on it to keep the camera module charged. So you got this little guy right here. Plugs into the balance plug, supplies 5-volt via USB-C into this little guy, and it keeps your camera going, keeps power to the camera, so you don't run out of juice. So you won't shut down because you're out of juice. And 128 gigs of storage, you can record for a long ass time. So for my needs, does fit the bill the best. So
yeah, and that was the word of Kai.
yeah.
And
I mean, everybody's got their own needs, so don't base your decision on my needs. But I like this little thing. Yes, it gets hot, but I mean, on FPV quads, this thing is good.
If you leave it connected together, it doesn't get hot enough to shut down. But if you leave it apart, if you take it apart, it will get hot enough to shut down. But obviously we're working in well over 100 degrees. If you're below 100 degrees, or if you put it on a drone, that's the other thing, because it cools it down with air. So there's a lot of ways that are really good. And the image quality out of that is superb. There's no question about that. I really enjoyed that camera, but it was an easy one to get rid of because it was a good camera. Good cameras are easy to get rid of. So that's, and I already have a crap load of cameras and that I can't get rid of. So
Chuck, there's one more reason to go to Iceland. Apparently, Iceland is a little heavy on the female side, so there's incentive for males to immigrate to Iceland. Just saying. So you can
that would be
fly
a
your
fun trip.
drones, and there's incentives. So just saying. I know that doesn't apply to you. You got Lori.
No, Pocket 3. Oh shit. Are we still there?
Yeah, we're still here. Are you still there?
All right. Yeah. Guys, I told you I am piggybacking Wi-Fi from my phone onto my Mac right now. So it's working though. This is actually a pretty good little studio setup with the Pocket 3. But Kai can't do this with this Pocket 3.
I don't have a Pocket 3.
He also can't do this either with his his Action 2, I mean. I mean, that's pretty damn good, isn't it?
I don't need to see, and nobody needs to see me that close.
Nobody needs to see me that close. No, the thing that's good about both,
I can do, you know.
Yeah, you can go to Sony. What's the Sony sensor size? This is it a 1-inch?
Don't even know.
Or is it bigger? Is it a micro four thirds camera?
I am.
See in what I keep telling people is the reason why the sensors get bigger is because you can control the light,
1 inch.
But the one thing you can't control, somebody's going to figure it out, is the close focus. And that's going to be always the problem with big sensors is big camera sensors, close focusing problems. 1 inch. Jim says 1 inch. That the Sony camera it was a 1 inch.
Yeah, that's 1 inch.
Same thing with the Pocket 3. It's 1 inch. But the Pocket 3 has, I mean, it's dummy proof. I need to have DJI because it keeps me in control.
Yeah, I got a 4x digital zoom on this thing.
Yeah, Sony is a camera company. Period. I mean, that's all you get. That's all you need to know about those guys.
Curaçao is here.
But I did go ahead and buy a Go 3S. So when I get home, I've got a bunch of videos to do. I've got 2 scooters to do when I get home. I got one that's sitting there, and I got another one that's on the way. I've been doing deals outside as I've been sitting here. So I still got to figure out how I'm going to fly that beta freaking FPV Aquila because I can't see shit in the freaking goggles. So I got 3 videos to make when I get back.
Ben T is here. He says Sony Pictures just bought Alamo Draft House. And I don't know if y'all know what Alamo Draft House is. It's a movie theater chain around here. They used to have pretty good service, but the last couple of times I was not a fan. I'm kind of avoiding Alamo Draft House right now. Hopefully with Sony buying it, it means they're going to put new furniture in those things and up their service a bit.
Hey, Kai, why did I buy the Go 3? Tell me.
Why not buy the Go 3?
No, why did I buy it? I bought it. It's going to be sitting at home when I get there.
Fanboy.
What?
You're an Insta 360 fanboy.
Well, I didn't buy the other one. I didn't buy the freaking
Ace Pro.
I didn't buy the Ace, no. And they're and those are better cameras. There's no question about it. The Action 2 is a better camera than the Go 3. I'm just going to be honest right there. So why did I buy it? What's my problem? Because it's, finish the sentence. I bought it because it's
Fun.
fun. That's a good word. I like that. You can fill in the blank. I've also bought it because it's new. And you know I don't like to buy anything old.
Well, I looked at new and I watched Flight Path review, and there was
It's got
another
issues.
review from a German feller, and the way the skin tones were, it's like absolutely hideous. I did not like that at all. And I saw it in more than one review. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm out.
Yeah,
You know, and I'm
it
looking
doesn't,
at
it definitely doesn't, it's a small image sensor. You're getting the, and what Insta's got to do is they take these little tiny image sensors and then they just throw it through different filters and software. And the thing that I like about Insta is they can do, there's other things about the image that are good, since it's, I probably won't use it to vlog with. It'll probably be something I can test little mini quads with. But I just bought it because it's fun and I'm going on another trip. So there you go. I think you got the fun part right. It gives me something to play with while I'm on the trip. I bought the 128 black. And I think I didn't buy anything. There's so many. I mean, I already got enough doodads to hook to it. It'll be interesting. It is a very.
if you're thinking I've been out in the sun a bit, yeah, I have been. So I'm going to just share this from last Saturday.
Jim said he loves his Ace Pro ×4. I guarantee, Jim, that I get an Ace Pro at some time. I don't know when. It might even turn into another everyday camera, replacing, but it won't replace the Pocket 3. This is the perfect one for going out and doing a quick video because I can vlog with it and I don't have to mess with anything.
James got lucky. Crashed his Mini 2 and DJI gave him a new one without no care refresh.
Yeah. Did you guys hear the thing about the Mini 3 and the Mini 4? Somebody put a video out that the little rubber tips they put on the props to make them safer? I guess people are having those come off. That the little rubber tips are vibrating off. They're coming off.
Rubber tips are not safe.
I had a guy that I sold my Mini 4 to. He was freaking a jerk. And he freaking took my master air screw props off and gave me a whole freaking lecture about why, people should be putting the safer ones on. I hope that fricker crashes for him. You can't take them off. And even DJI couldn't take them off. And I'm like, whatever. Dude, send me back my drone. But if you're going to sit and complain, God, people are freaking retarded. I'm so sick of retarded people.
Didn't you advertise it? What's the master air screw props on
Yes,
it?
I did. I could just told them to F off, and I didn't. I was trying to be nice, and I'm like, fine.
You mean
I'll buy you some $9 props because that's what a replacement set costs.
what the hell's going on?
He took off better props to put shitty props on.
Well, I mean, people do that.
I was like,
I
dude,
actually recently saw a video where a guy took the Vada 2 and cut off the ducts.
Oh, Rimsler? Yeah.
I'm like, why the hell would you want to try to do that?
He got he's got money to blow. I mean, that's a $500 freaking cut, for a video. You're not going to get $500 from that video. He is not going to make that much money by cutting the freaking ducks off his video or off of his Avata 2. He won't make $500 in 3 years. And by then people will be on the Avata 4,
But
So that's to me, it makes no business sense. Not
he
for, say
also
you get
took
100,000 views. It's not even worth it.
he also took the Avata 1 and took the prop guard off of it, and then put 4-inch biplates on biplate props on that. So
Yeah, I would. To me, it doesn't make any sense. But I mean, obviously, you're saying attention getter. Yeah, I understand that. There's a lot of ways to get attention. It's definitely interesting. But it's just that it was such a hack job. He just went and it's not something that anybody will do. That drone is not made to be modified. At least the Avata 1 actually has a frame, for the motors to be mounted to. So it just was. Did it fly better? Yeah, it's going to fly better. I think he put 2 bladed props on too, I believe. And that's what he did with the Avata 1. He put the 2 bladed long range, I don't know. Engineers know better. I don't jerry rig anything. Exactly. It was engineered to have the prop guards on. But yeah,
and
I understand the shock value. To me, I look at if I look at a video, to me it's a if you want long-term viewership, then you got to make tutorials, and those do really well over time. People will always buy that drone, say for 3-4 years. So people that do the tutorial videos are also really good business people. People like Billy, and they're making money. And I totally understand why, but there's ways you can shock, but I don't. I'm kind of vanilla when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's a great drone without it. I think you can fly really aggressive with the Avata 2 without doing anything at all to that thing. The props on it are really good. The people that made that thing, the engineers that put that thing together, put the right props, they put the right body, they changed the center of gravity, they put in a little more peppier battery. Bang! It is already a better drone, and you can run it into trees without a disaster. But yeah, I do like Rimsler though. I watch him. I like him. He comes up on my feed all the time. I thought it was kind of interesting. He probably did get more speed out of it to take off those giant sails.
I see what we're going to hold on. Yeah, share that screen and we'll just go for that tab. There we go.
Sir Ronster on YouTube gets millions of hits because of shock content. Yeah, of course.
Let's bolt 4 of those on the Avata.
There you go. Now that would be cool. Ducted fans that turn. 3 ducted fans. Those are legitimate fans too.
Yeah, those are the ones that they put. These are the EDF motors that they stick like in jet airplanes. Yeah, we'll bolt 4 of those on a freaking Avata.
You want it to go faster? Just put one on the back of the Avata. Just put one of those ducted fans right in the back, just right up there. And then when you want to go faster, you have a button that switches that on. And then you don't mess with any of the flight characteristics. Right where somebody would strap a camera to it. Give it its own LiPo too. Put a little LiPo battery flat along the top that only fed that motor. You know what I've been really impressed with lately too? It's the new bamboo prints with the multiple colors. I've really been impressed with the multiple color designs coming out on stuff. I think that's kind of neat. That to me is a really interesting thing that's happening. Is people that are thinking up of new ideas and creating prints with the 2-color or even 4-color now. I mean, it's great. I think that's kind of fun.
Well, Bamboo still has the anniversary sale going.
I think that was another Ken comment, is that the Bamboo company was started by DJI, and Skydio is using bamboo printers to print stuff for their drones. He thought that was pretty ironic, I guess. Oh, the irony.
So here, let me see
Yeah.
if I can get you to spend some money. The A1 Mini with the 4-roll dispenser on it is $350 right now.
Yeah. And to me, that's a value. I mean, that's a pretty cool value.
And then you have just the A1 that has the bigger built area was the 4-spool combo at $490. I could see me replacing my artillery for this one.
What's the size of the print bed between that one and the other one?
The other one is more like the Ender 2, 165 to 165.
Okay.
And this one is 256 by 256 by 256.
Yeah, it's a full-on bed.
So let's see, Mini is 180 by 180 by 180. That's about the same as the Ender 2.
And that's
what you have. That's the Ender 2.
Just to be fun to do some different things.
In case you had another $350 to blow.
I have no idea where I'm going at this point until we see this craziness at least come to some conclusion, so people start to know where things are going. And DJI is probably going to put America on hold and let everybody else have cool stuff. We'll be that country that doesn't get anything. We might as well just be Mexico.
Now, don't forget to hit that thumb down there. I appreciate it. Just for a subtle reminder.
All of these cool mics and cameras, and so cool.
Well,
we still have Insta360, and I still have scooters.
Yeah, I had a bunch of these already printed up for the Action 2 too, so that made my decision.
Yeah, I got I've got a couple of those too. I could easily knock one of those out. Those are good little mounts. I did find some Instago 3 mounts And I do,
They're
and I
really
do like the.
for 'em. Go 2s are easy to come by. Go 3s, not so much.
I am an Insta 360 fanboy. It's hard not to. They're just another really good company. They do a lot of repurposing, but they come up with some kind of cool ideas, you know. And
Yeah.
they're the ones that made the action camera another step better than DJI. They're the only one that's friggin', you know, bringing it to them.
I do want to get the
Action
X4.
4.
The
Oh,
X4.
the X4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I do want to get the X4. I think that'd be a real neat.
I really like those cameras, and the X4 is a huge step forward for those guys. I just I need more. I can't walk around and vlog with that because it sticks out too much. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be with people that don't like cameras for a week, and I want them to know that or believe that I don't have a camera. So I'm going to be mounting that freaking Instago 3 on my hat. I'm going to be sticking it on my shirt. I'm going to be hiding it in all different places. I'm going to be putting it on the table when nobody knows it's there.
And then somebody's going to see it and mount it somewhere else.
And somebody's going to steal it from me in Spain. It does have a tracking feature, so I can go find that freaking Spanish thief.
I don't know that Spain's ready for you.
It'll be interesting. I'm also bringing the Pocket 3, so I'll have both of them. Pocket 3 I'm bringing for more, and then I'm bringing 2 cameras and my computer again. Pretty much the same setup I got right with me.
Oh, on other news, you know, Germany is hosting the European Soccer Championship, and they had the opening game playing Scotland, and they were beating Scotland so bad that they decided to score a goal for Scotland too. You know?
Oh my God.
No, they did.
That's sad.
Yeah. No,
I
they
watched
whooped
France.
Scotland.
I watched
They
France
beat
and Austria.
Scotland 5. They whooped Scotland 5-1.
Oh wow!
But they scored. They kicked all 6 goals in that game. One of them
They
was
even
just
scored.
in the
They
wrong
even
freaking
scored
goal.
Scotland's goal.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I watched France and Austria, and France is a much better team than Austria. And you can just watch it. It's kind of pathetic when, you know, a team that's very dominant, you know, is playing an obviously, you know, inferior team. Wasn't that what happened with the Netherlands? Didn't the Netherlands play England or somebody? Something like that. I don't know if it,
England would be a tough match.
well, it was, but I think they got their ass kicked. But the Netherlands brought, you know, they have all the orange. Is that the country with all the orange color on everything? Yep. Yeah. There were huge rallies in orange. There was orange everywhere. But I do believe you'd have to check on the score. But I do believe England I think it was England thrashed them. So, but I don't know if that's the truth. Let's see, time lapse 1K or 11K. What's that, Jim? 11. Oh, Insta 360. It says X4 is amazing. Oh, it has a. He's talking about the time lapse. I don't understand that.
Poland played against the Netherlands and got beat.
Got killed?
Yeah. Serbia
I'll have to look.
versus England,
Maybe they didn't.
and England won that.
I just the X4 is they've done a lot of they took a lot of problems out of the X4 that the Insta cameras we're having throughout that whole series. And we're just talking like small problems. So they just keep fixing stuff, getting the reflections out, making the dynamic range better, getting rid of the stitch line. Yeah, they've been doing a really good job with all that. And then of
Yeah, on
course,
the X4, you can't make out that stitch line anymore.
and making it true 4K, it's close. I think it's actually a little bit under, but it's damn close to true 4K, which is it's twice as good as it was. I mean, and that's what I love about Insta. Insta kind of started like, I thought they were going to be another cheap camera company, and they just kept knocking out some cool stuff. They became number one in 360, and they just their software engineer is, put some fun into their fun shots, and they make things kind of easy to do, and those are all good things. DJI, and companies like that, they keep us out of trouble.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that DJI business anymore.
Yeah,
I think there's ways to work around that for us.
I think we're finally to the question. Now what? I think we're
Yeah,
past. I think we keep barking up the same tree. So I think we're to the now what time. So I think it's time to just kind of. I don't want to talk about it anymore. To me, every time something happens, it's just
Eat More Possum finally made it, and he's asking, "Do you have to go 3S yet?"
I don't have it in my hand, but it's sitting at my home right now. I should have had it sent to me right where I'm at.
Possum, in case you care to know what I went with, yep, I got the Action 2 128 gig.
Kai always goes with Steady Eddie. I always look for the new girlfriend.
No, I didn't like.
There's no question that anybody that's.
I didn't like the fact that on the freeform it's still only 1440 or 2560 by 1440.
Yeah, it's still.
So to get 4K out of it, you actually have to physically turn the camera. So you don't have that option after the fact. And it's 4K 30. Good
James,
enough for most everybody, but for us drone flyers, we prefer the 60. So
I needed a light camera, and I was either going to go with the thumb, which Kai is still not put in the air yet, so I have no clue about it yet. But I know Insta is going to be good, so I'm just like, whatever. Kyle, get it in the air.
well, the thumb, you got the problem. There's no power source.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Yeah, but that's I think we've all figured out how to go buy the aftermarket parts, and like you did, you got the USB-C cable, and then you have to have the little voltage regulator that connects up to your balance lead. That's not hard. I mean, that's something that everybody can do.
On FPV, but for you to take on vacation, I mean, you have the thumb, but then you got to carry freaking
Right.
power supply to go with it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Like I said,
Unfortunately, I have not been out flying drones in way too freaking long, and that needs to change. No,
don't buy
freaking
an
doubt
SMO.
about it, but
yes, don't buy an SMO. I still have one that doesn't work sitting there that someday I'll maybe fix. I don't know if it's even possible. I think I fried it. The cameras that have been stripped down are susceptible to burning out the Wi-Fi if the the Wi-Fi connector gets disconnected. Obviously there's an antenna issue. When the antenna gets disconnected, it burns it out. So it's easy to burn out the Wi-Fi on that. And if the Wi-Fi is burned out, it's pretty much a piece of crap. Because then you can't transfer your footage and that kind of thing. And if you can't transfer your footage, you can't put it into Insta. It's kind of a. And with the Go 3, they added a little adapter so you can plug it in and move stuff quickly to a SD card. And I like that. I thought that was kind of a cool fix for moving. You keep 128K card in that little adapter, bang, empty it out. And then it takes it off the camera, and now it's in that little adapter. That's kind of handy, especially if you're going to fly drones. Boop, get it in there, and then it still records gyro data. So you can either do gyro flow or you can do the Insta version on your phone. So anyway, it's fun. The SMO was a good idea.
After this stream, I'm going to break out my soldering iron, and I need to work on some drones because I've sold another one, my quadcopter.
Which one went? Your Mario?
No, the Cornet's 4.5. I got to stick a Vista in it. So
I think Mario is going to stay in my fleet forever. He's a good 5-inch that you can just rip anytime you need a 5-inch ripper. He's my first build.
The Mario 5, I'm going to have to find a 03 for that. I'm going to have to find an 03 to stick in there. Because the front end of the Mario 5 is only made. See how far this camera is already sticking out?
Yeah.
So this needs an 03 in it. And I may just get an 03 to stick in here to sell it.
Yeah, for sure. My next drone project is going to be the 25. Is getting that squared away.
This one, the Master 5, I don't have that problem. That camera ain't sticking out.
Yeah, those are great drones. They're easy to make. They look great when they're done. They got all the accessories you can print. I get a lot of people that ask me questions about that drone. It's very popular. The Mario and the Master 5. There's just so many good things about them. There's a lot of motor.
I recommend the Master 5 over the Mario.
Because of what's your
you have more flexibility with cameras in this thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you told me. Because that's the problem is if you don't have an 03, the camera sticks out, and then of course you're pretty much you just don't want that. You don't want to have that problem when you're building. You just want to have, you want that everything to kind of fall into place, or at least a front end that can be adaptable to both.
And then for a bonus, this has LEDs on the side plates and on the bottom plate.
Right. And then
there's always that coolness factor.
The Speedy Bee F7 comes with the inputs for that, so you can plug them right into the board.
Yep.
Which is nice. Makes it easy to accessorize. You want to throw some LEDs on there, boop, bam, you're freaking golden. So yeah, it's a great drone. And for me to be able to do it first try, it was the problems were minimal. They were not something
I still have to build some to put the walk snail into.
Maybe I'll build a 7-inch next year. Maybe that's my winter project coming up, a 7-inch. I think a 7-inch is something that I would fly.
That. Don't build a 7, build a 10. Go big, go home.
So I can fly with artillery shells.
Yep.
With RPG shells.
Yeah.
I think those are 10 inchers.
You bolt a good 6S 2P battery pack under that thing, you'd be flying for an hour.
James has got it right, man. If you just want to go out and rip and not have to worry about anything, Evada 2 is it is the ticket to not having to think about anything. You just go out and fly and you get a nice flight time too. It's very, like I said, it's very pleasing to fly. I do agree with it's my biggest mistake I made for this trip. I should be sitting with it right now. I would have flown it way more times. I only flew my my 4K, say maybe 5 times since I've been here. I did a bunch of flights at the lake. I flew around here a little bit, but the Evada 2 is you can always find a place to rip through. You know, you always find different little places, and it's just fun. Getting low and then, doing some, just always challenging your skills. With flying GPS, you can't do that. The other thing is portability with the Evada 2. You can throw it in a bag and you don't have to worry about carrying lipos unless you want to separately. You could always throw that thing in your bag and then take all your lipos and throw them in your backpack. There's a lot of advantages.
So my next question for you though is there a taco night in Minnesota, or they don't do tacos in Minnesota?
Nope, no tacos in Minnesota. There's plenty of tacos here, but my eating time is different now. I eat before our stream. Our stream started at 5, and I wasn't gonna. I hadn't eaten, and I knocked off my projects at about 3:30, so I ate before the stream, and then we were working on I've been pulling out these really big bushes with tractor. Today I couldn't get this big freaking giant bush out. This little tractor just couldn't handle it. So my uncle comes over with my uncle's got everything. They got a backhoe and everything. He comes over with his little front loader, his little skid loader. And I mean, he just wrenches this thing out, but he also took out all of the plumbing in the ground there. He took out all of my dad's sprinkler valves were all stuck in this bush because the root system was so big, and he got under it and just popped it out, but it pulled all the pipes out. So at 3:30, I'm sitting here looking at a mangled mess that I have to fix in the next couple of days. It's absolutely just wrecked. I just smiled. My dad's just like, oh my God. He's just like, it's overwhelming to him. And I just go, you know what? Oh, I did not.
If it was that entangled in that root system, then yeah, you might as well just crunch it.
Oh yeah, we had to clip pipes and stuff because you couldn't get it out of there. It'd be stupid to try to save it. So I just said, just cut the pipes, and I'll just rebuild the manifold for these 3 valves, because it's easier to start from scratch. It's like anything, you can either work in somebody else's world or you can create a new world that you understand.
Yeah.
I'm of the persuasion that if anything, I go into somebody's mess, I always start over, and that's what I got to do. But it's not a big project. It's not huge.
Well,
it's not
I mean,
overwhelming.
it's easier too, because if you're trying to fix something, I mean, you fix one hole on one end, you have some leaking on the other. And it's all just PVC, right?
Yeah. This is just tubing. A lot of it. A lot of what he likes to do is he uses like PEX tubing. So I'm just like, I love PEX tubing or those types of connectors, because I know when I seal a PEX fitting that it ain't gonna leak, and it makes it easy to bury. And none of it was PVC, which gives it a little bit of flexibility in the winter. So yeah, it'll be okay. I didn't expect that. I was finishing my area that I just fixed. I planted probably 15 plants, got it all nice, and I built 2 trellises for it. And my dad stained those today. and I was working on something else. I'm like, all right, I'll pull this bush out. And then I couldn't get it out. And then my dad calls up the freaking more power across the street. Well, he gave me more work. So sometimes more power is not better.
We need more power.
More power. Oh, it took it out, man. There's no question. But yeah, it is so hot today. Oh my God, it was so humid. Oh my God, I woke up this morning and I went for a walk. Must be about 85% humidity, and it's windy. So you'd think that would be a comforting walk. Oh man. Then it was hot all day. It's probably only 75 degrees, but it's about
I don't know what's going on with my outside thermometer right now, but it reads 123.6.
Oh boy. It's hot. Yeah, you guys are in the heat. You guys are in the
It's actually the rest today and for the rest of the week, we're expecting a bunch of rain, and it rained on us a couple times today.
Just so you can
Tuesday is my field day. That's when I go out and do all the site visits and see what it is they're trying to accomplish there. So it's been
just so you can feel better, Kai. In 3 months, the Instago 4 are coming out.
Yep.
And all those problems that you say are going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Except the camera will be bigger. It's not going to be as small. That's the problem with making something like that better, because you can't, unless the laws of physics change in the next,
I mean, I was looking at the Go 3, and I was actually looking forward to getting it, but that freeform is still not 4K, and that was the one thing I was hoping for, that this was going to be freeform 4K, so 1980 either direction, or no, 1920 either direction. But it's 1440, and
oh, there was I'm commenting because Possum basically brought up this guy I follow on X. He basically found out that, when you call somebody a pussy, okay, there's actually a real word, and it actually means to be weak and indecisive. It's pusillanimous. That's where the word comes from. It doesn't come from the female part. I did not know that, and he put that up there. It's actually that's a real thing. Oh my God. And so it's been a thread that people have been adding to. So yeah, pusillanimous. To be weak, indecisive, and not putting much effort.
I'm going to be very decisive and say, we're going to wrap this up, because I'm hungry.
Kai's being a pusillanimous. He's acting.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Skip breakfast. No, didn't have breakfast and skipped lunch. So it's time.
I understand. It is late. It's 6:00. I have to go back in time, in a little while. So
yeah, no, it's time. It's time to wrap this up. If you can, hit that thumbs up on the way out, please. I appreciate it. Now we made it to 10 now, so hopefully we got a couple more in here. But yeah, it's enough for today. We'll hit it again next Tuesday, same time, same place. I'm going to tell y'all right now, in July.
Yeah,
July the 9th ain't going to have a live stream, because I'm taking a vacation that week.
Yeah, that'll be right before I leave. So I think I leave on the 10th or 11th or 12th or somewhere around there. I think the 11th or 12th. I'll be gone too.
I'm
I think there's a
leaving.
lot of that going on. I won't be doing a stream on Friday because I can't. It's too hard. Now this was actually working pretty good. If I use StreamYard, I could probably get away with it.
Yeah. Well,
So I just don't want to. I don't need to. You guys will be fine.
yeah. No. July 9th, no live stream because I'll be in Florida. The Miss and I are going to take a little road trip. I'll be doing Destin, and then I'm going to come back to Louisiana and spend a couple of days in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay, good. That's good. Get out. Good to get out of Texas. It's good to get out and about, especially when it's hotter than Hades there. It's kind of interesting. You go to New Orleans, it'll probably be cooler. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to some time off and have a little road trip. Fun little road trip.
Good.
Planes are not my friend, so I'm going to just take the truck and
Yeah.
head it
Yep.
east.
Kai's got to sit by the door every time.
Yeah, and it's not as simple as you think it is, or cheap.
No, I'm definitely.
So, well, thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll do it again next week. Any more words of wisdom, Mr. Vacationing?
Nope, just go fly. Don't worry about this DJI stuff. It's really at this point, it's not even worth even mentioning. Worried about you guys that have drones. Don't worry about them being bricked. They're going to work fine. The key is where we're going to get our next one. That's the problem. And if we have to build everything to stay within the freaking the world, then we're gonna be forced to be builders. So it's just nice every once in a while for somebody to make something that we can just fly. Like the Avata. It's just such a.
I'm going to paste that link in the chat one more time for Vic Moss's.
Yeah, read that.
And
it's worth it.
Yeah, y'all read it. It's got good information in it from somebody that's very competent in that field. So you got your homework. Go read Vic Moss's article. And until next time, we shall see y'all later. And thank you, Chris, for joining me here, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.